Something about a rework. Oh, yeah, there's that, and then, there's that too. Alright then. Howdy, fellas. So Warwick got a nifty new rework on the PvE, and I've been doing all sorts of fun testing just to see how entertaining his new kit's gonna be, and what I think works best. Let's start, however, with his new skills. Warwick's passive is essentially the same as his old passive, save for a minor key difference. It still does the bonus magic damage, don't worry about that, but now he only gets healed if he's below 50%. In addition to this, however, the healing is tripled if he's below 20%. So don't get me wrong, it's a bit sad to see the old passive go, but the healing on this passive is a bit more manageable and a bit more balanceable, and it heals when he needs it. Now onto his Q, Jaws of the Beast. He lunges forward and chomps the target for an 80 scaling amount of magic damage, plus a flat max percentage of the target's health. Not only that, but it applies on-hit effects and heals you for 70% of the damage dealt at level 5. That's nutty. But let's make this little gap closer even a little better. If you hold down Q while it activates, you'll get behind them. It's fantastic when chasing down enemies because it gives you just that much more distance to hit them. Warwick's W, Blood Hunt, is really strange in comparison to his old Bloodlust thing, and it has a lot more to it. Warwick can globally locate and track champions that are below 50% HP and will gain movement speed when heading towards them. In addition, he passively gains up to 110% attack speed against targets that are below 50% HP at level 5. No, I've already tested this a few times. You cannot keep the attack speed when switching targets. It only works on the ones that are being blood hunted. Now, the best part of the passive, however, is that when the target is below 20% health, all effects are tripled. Yep, you heard me right. Against a single target that's below 20% health, he gets insane movement speed and a 330% attack speed bonus. But you thought that was all? Oh, no. He can activate this as well, on a marginally large cooldown, and he'll blood hunt the nearest champion at the time. So even when the target isn't below 50%, you can still get the movement speed for some ganks. Now onto his E, Primal Howl. Warwick takes reduced damage for 2.5 seconds, or until he reactivates Primal Howl, which then fears all enemies in a small radius around him for 1 second. Warwick finally has another nice hard CC in addition to his ultimate, and to tag on to the fact that he gets 55% damage reduction at level 5, he'll have a nasty time trying to burst this guy down. And finally, his ultimate, Infinite Duress. Now this has some changes as well, but here are the most important changes. First, it's a skill shot. It's an extremely fast skill shot, but it can be dodged. Second, the range is completely dependent on your movement speed. The range is equal to 2.5 seconds worth of movement speed in range. So if you're heading towards a target that's below 20% health, your ultimate range can easily exceed off screen. And third, during Infinite Duress, Warwick heals for 100% of all damage dealt by Warwick. This includes Tiamat Splash. It only has 3 hits now, which makes on-hit builds a bit more sketchy, but it's still doable. It pairs fantastically with Fervor, and given that he has 2 hard CCs now, Courage the Colossus if you really wanted to. Personally, I think they've created one hell of a monster, and it's one that's really difficult to survive through. I've been maxing W over Q over E, but that still depends on the matchup. Do you plan to gank like crazy? The movement speed from W's passive is an easy choice. Do you plan to duel and counter jungle? Q maxing for the max percentage health chomp is a fantastic argument as well. And E max isn't something I really see happening, seeing how it doesn't increase the duration of the fear, but increased, rushing 55% damage reduction when further behind can't hurt. For runes and masteries, I've been running attack damage quints, attack speed marks, flat armor seals, and a 5-5 split CDR. Pretty basic page, and if you prefer, you can swap the flat armor for scaling health. For masteries, 18012 was an easy choice for me. Fervor is going to get you that additional damage, double-edged sword and armor penetration for faster clears and kills, and insight on the resolve tree for lower cooldown on Ghost. Build order, I've been doing Machete with a refillable potion, level 1 boots into a Tiamat, Skirmisher's Blood Razor with either mobility for long-range ganks, or Mercury Treads if they have some nasty crowd control, load in a Deadman's for extra movement speed and armor, and finish out that Tiamat to a Titanic Hydra. Spirit Visage to reel in some MR, but feel free to get it before Titanic if you feel you might be bursted, and finish it all up with either Iceborne or Frozen Heart. Trinity Force if you're feeling really lucky, but you should have plenty of damage regardless. A good solid all-around build and you still dish out nice damage with your Q. One big thing to note about new Warwick is how fast he blows through mana though. I would suggest getting a Hunter's Potion quickly, seeing how you don't actually need to use it to clear. The mana from it and the extra health in a pinch though are always helpful at a cheap cost. For pathing, I've been starting blue and doing a full clear, Q, W, W, E, W, R, maxing W over Q and saving E for last. If you're touch scared of invades though, don't be afraid to take E at level 3. In terms of actually jungling though, you should never have to use it. It's a waste of a potential CC ability in a pinch, and it costs too much mana to really bother with. Gank setups are also pretty nice. Howl with W if you feel you need to get some extra movement speed and target up that Q. You're going to want to use E right before you actually land Q, holding it to get behind them and reactivating to fear them into your laner. Beat them down and keep landing Qs to finish them off. Post 6, it's as easy as going Ghost and using that crazy long range to your advantage. Your ultimate can also jump walls to top it off, so use it as an escape later if you find yourself going just a bit too far. Personally, I feel they need to turn down his W just a tad, but Warwick will find his way back into the meta pretty easily. Fear the 50% health, and best of luck climbing and enjoying your new wolf friend. If you like my content, or even dislike it, let me know below. I really want to see plenty of you guys get higher up into the game and enjoy this game to its full potential. Feel free to bug me whenever as well on Twitter or Discord. And have a great night, y'all.